So what we are talking about working on here today with the concept of flipping the switch and using the concept of your shifting through parallel realities to get a better bead on the idea, a more precise understanding of the idea of manifesting the parallel reality you prefer, is to focus on the idea of creating a greater degree of difference than you normally do, so that you will be able to feel the shift, to see the shift, to perceive the shift more viscerally, more concretely. And the idea, thus then, is to allow yourself the opportunity to let go of the definitions that you have been brought up to believe are necessary for the labeling and defining and designing of the parallel realities that you do already automatically experience, so that you can design, in a sense, the parallel reality that is more in alignment with the parallel realities or sequence of parallel realities that you prefer, that are more representative of your true nature, your true core frequency, your true natural self, your true vibration. Here's what you can begin to do. Just have an overall image, an overall representation of your life as it is. In whatever way that comes to you, just paint a picture, like you're looking at a movie screen if you wish, and just see up on that screen, see yourself, see an image of you, going about the things that you are already doing in life. Nothing different than what you're already doing. It can be anything on a day-to-day basis, this and that, big or small, doesn't matter. Just see yourself as you are. Now, when you are ready, blank the screen, wipe the screen. Now, replace it with an image of yourself going about your day-to-day business in what you consider to be, for now, your preferred, desired, ideal reality, your ideal life. Fill that movie screen with your image and look at all the things, create all the things in it that are representative of what the things are you would be going about doing in your ideal life, your ideal reality. Some of them may be the same. Some of them may be different. Whatever it is, just take a look at it. Now, in your mind's eye, put those two screens side by side or one above the other. Look at one screen that represents your life as it is. Look at the other image on the other screen that represents your life as you would prefer it to be. Notice the differences. Notice the differences. Notice the similarities, but notice the differences. Whatever differences you noticed, from small to large, are the things that represent vibrationally, symbolically, representationally, that ideal life. Whatever symbol you conjured up represents vibrationally that preferred parallel reality, because that is a real, already existing parallel reality. And that version of you in that reality already exists as a real person in that universe, in that reality, which is a completely different reality than the screen that represents your life as it is right now. Again, allow yourself to remember the differences, but understand that these two realities coexist right now, simultaneously, interpenetrated, overlapping, only separated by the slightest difference in vibrational energy. Now, it may be a slight difference, but if the picture looks very different, then it is a difference that is enough of a difference in vibration that you are noticing the difference. And that's the key. Different enough that you notice the difference. Different enough so that it's not in your mind, as you are used to experiencing, a smooth continuity from one second to the next, but would be representative of some time passing in between. In other words, some of you might see the image of the life as it is now, see the image of the life that you prefer, and you might automatically find yourself assuming that it would require some span of time in order for one to change to the other. The thing to understand is that it actually, in a sense, requires less time than you think, and in fact actually uses no time at all. When you decide, when you choose to actually be that person in that reality, it will happen instantaneously as a shift from whatever parallel reality you were experiencing a moment before that. But you can create the illusion of process, the illusion of time lag, the illusion of linear continuity to make it seem as if it's taking time to become or experience that reality. But that reality exists right now. So manifestation in this context is simply the degree to which you are willing to allow the definition, no matter how different it looks, to actually be real right now, to know that it exists right now, and most importantly, in this particular permission slip, to be willing to actually be that person in that representation right now. When you go back now and look at the two images you created, and if you see differences in them, one of the differences you will probably see is a difference in how you behave in the two realities. Many people on your planet, when they imagine themselves going through their day-to-day existence as it is now, and then imagine themselves going through their day-to-day existence in the reality they prefer, will suddenly realize there is a great degree of difference in your behavior, in your body language, in what you're wearing, in your attitude, in your energy. Look at the difference in you in those two images. It is important to understand the following. This principle is paramount here. You cannot experience what you are not already the vibration of. So the idea is, if you see that version of you in that preferred ideal reality doing certain things, the you are now is not capable of experiencing those things unless you actually start being the person in that image. If you don't behave like that person, dress like that person, talk like that person, walk like that person, think like that person, feel like that person, you will not experience the things that person is experiencing, because that is not just a different version of you. It is a different person, literally, entirely. And you, the greater you, as a consciousness, can shift between the person you're experiencing yourself to be now and the person that is represented in that ideal scenario. That you, the bigger you, the consciousness that you are, will be the same, but the person, the physical construct, the temporary personality that you consider yourself to be as a physical being will literally not be the same person, because you are not the same person from moment to moment to moment to moment. As we already said, billions and billions of times a second, you're actually becoming literally, quite literally, not metaphorically, quite literally, a new person billions of times a second. The idea again here is to pay attention consciously to the fact that you can design the person, design the reality to be different enough so that you can actually tell the difference, that it is really a different reality, a different you, a different universe. And that's what this exercise is designed to do, is look at the differences so that you can know that when you shift, you're shifting totally, utterly, totally, and instantaneously. There is no real time lag at all between becoming one reality and another, between experiencing yourself as one person and another. None whatsoever. but you can create this continuity, this illusion that there is, or you can start to let that go. Now, it will not let go entirely, of course, as long as you still have a reason to experience the physical reality idea at all. We are not talking about eliminating it completely, although from time to time, as you do these kinds of exercises, as you gain this kind of insight and this kind of knowledge, you may find space and time becoming a little more slippery. You may find things happening very rapidly, maybe sometimes even instantaneously here and there. This will be somewhat sporadic, but it can accelerate. Nevertheless, you will still retain some sense of space-time in order to have a context in which to experience the idea you call physical reality, but you can allow your experience of it to become something far more different than what you're experiencing now, accelerate it far more rapidly than what you're experiencing now. Again, not literally accelerating it. When I say accelerate it, I mean experience as if you were accelerating, because you're already shifting as fast as you can. You're already shifting totally. So you can't shift more than you do. You can't shift faster than you do. What you can change is your perception, your experience of the idea, so that you can become aware of the fact that you are shifting totally, shifting instantaneously. That's the whole idea to this exercise, to become aware of the fact that you're already shifting totally, already shifting instantaneously, and you can't go any faster. The way, as we said, to recognize that is to create a parallel reality that is different enough that you notice that you're shifting immediately and totally. So the idea is, as you see that image and you see that version of you there, start from this moment forward, from this day forward. Start being, start behaving, start mimicking that version of you. Because that's what your imagination, that's what your visualization is for, is to create the state. Because if you really, really are having an image in your mind that's representative of your ideal reality, not only will the you, the version of you in that picture, look excited, you'll start to feel excited about that reality. You'll feel that energy now. It will start to leak into you from that image. That's what it's for. That's its job, to put you in the proper state that is representative of the ideal reality, no matter how that reality actually will appear physically.
If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring and enlightening content.
Dear Bashar, good afternoon. This is Alexandra from the UK, and my question is simple. I have a difficulty to get over the challenge of feeling unworthy. It is with guilt. It has been my best friend since a long time. So I know I've followed you a while now, and I know that you say, what do we benefit from having these things hanging over us? And I cannot find the answer in me. So am I lying to myself, or is it a blind spot? And I thought, Bashar is so wonderful, maybe he will know. Thank you in advance. Bye-bye.
Well, the idea, again, is that you don't hold on to anything that you don't believe you're getting something out of. So what benefits do you believe you're getting by holding on to guilt? Guilt, in a sense, like anger, when it's in its natural form, is simply a mechanism that exists within you to let you know when you might be out of integrity, out of alignment with your true vibration. That recognition is enough to allow you to then decide, all right, I'm going to choose to bring myself back into alignment. I'm going to change my behaviors, my beliefs, my actions, whatever, that will allow you to bring yourself back into alignment. But the idea of continuing to feel guilt or anger is then the continuance into self-judgment, finding yourself undeserving, unworthy, simply because you allowed the mechanism to inform you when you were out of alignment, and now you are in recrimination and self-judgment about having been out of alignment instead of bringing yourself back into alignment. So people that spend time in guilt, wallowing in self-pity, are getting something out of it. Otherwise, they wouldn't continue to do so. So you may be afraid of realigning yourself because that may seem scarier than simply wallowing in something so familiar as guilt, which gives you attention and allows you to play the victim. So the idea is to let go of victimization and victimhood and allow yourself to move forward using guilt and anger as a mechanism to simply inform you when you have been out of alignment, and then have the ability to bring yourself and the willingness to bring yourself back into alignment and use guilt in a positive way and anger in a positive way, rather than simply continuing to wallow in it because you're afraid to move forward. Good
Ooh,
day.
how exciting. Thank you, Bashar, for this perfect reflection
All
for
right.
today.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I am understanding more how everything is my reflection, and it's this beautiful dance between illusion and truth, and everything is just source energy working in harmony just to show me what needs to be realigned. I feel that the subconscious belief barriers that I'm working with are mostly with powerlessness, and I'm wondering with if my vibrational signature, what is reflecting that's creating my dog's reflection towards my daughter. If you could alliterate that.
You will have to be more specific.
She was kind of getting a little bit aggressive with her. So I was wondering what was it within me that was creating that experience?
It may not be within you, it may be within your daughter.
Oh, okay.
How
So
old is your daughter?
she's almost 10 months.
All right. Well, the dog may be exhibiting the idea of the introduction of a new family member, finding it to be uncomfortable, since the dog does not necessarily understand where the dog fits into what you may consider to be your family pack. So if you can explain with imagery telepathically to the dog that the position of the dog has not been usurped, that the dog can allow itself to understand the position it occupies in the family pack, then it can settle down and accept the new member as not being someone who will replace the dog in terms of the dog's natural position in your pack.
Okay, thank you. And just through telepathic imagery.
Through imagery, you can reassure the dog by having the image of everyone being in harmony in the pack and everyone being in their proper position and not being left out in any way, shape, or form.
Beautiful. Thank you. That's wonderful. Thank you. I was wondering also, with my cat who recently transitioned to spirit world, what was my reflection to her and vice versa?
Well, again, you need to be very specific, because cats usually represent your ability to stretch your senses into the spirit world, to see things more holographically and multidimensionally as they perceive things. So can you say that the cat did that for you, that you were able to use the cat's energy and perspective to explore the idea of your own spirituality and extend your senses in multidimensional ways?
Absolutely. Thank you for the reminder.
All right.
Again, with reflections, I was curious as to rituals that I've been performing, aka permission slips. When I'm doing these rituals, am I reflecting to myself, like a process to center myself, or am I actually invoking these spirits? I guess I just need to know.
Well, again, it depends upon what you believe you're using the ritual for. It can be in either direction, and it can be both, because beings are paying attention to what you're doing. If you are using it because your belief system says you need that particular permission slip to increase your ability to perceive communication from the spirits, then that is what it will be for. If you are using it to center yourself, that is what it will be for, because it's up to you to determine what it is you're using any permission slip for. And it can be both simultaneously, because centering yourself can make you more receptive to communication from spirits as well.
Okay, thank you. I just that rang true. Thank you.
All right.
during one of these rituals, I felt these spider webs kind of go around me. Maybe I'm delusional, but was that real, or it was during a
It
full
may have been
moon?
contact by a spirit. Sometimes the electromagnetic energy is a very light form of physical materiality and can feel like a gossamer web brushing across you. So it can simply be the effect of a spirit, in a sense, touching you, and you being sensitive enough to feel the very light material that spirits are using to create a connection to physical reality.
That's exciting. I've been playing with a being who's located within the earth, and I just wanted clarification if
Do
that
you
that
mean
was.
in another dimension?
Yeah, my process is how I do it is I kind of go into the earth and I bring her flowers every time. So I was just wondering if that was like a real being or part of myself.
Well, anything is a part of yourself, because remember, you're creating your version out of your own energy to interact with anything. It doesn't mean that another being is not real, even though you're creating your version of it. But what you're interacting with is your version of it, and interacting with the other being through your version of it. Our sense is telling us that what you're doing is interacting with an elemental.
Oh, cool. Oh, I love it. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Um, when I'm feeling these presences at nighttime, I feel them more at nighttime, and it kind of gives this fearness. Anyways, I was just wondering, am I feeling them physically or am I feeling them telepathically?
You are feeling them energetically, because again, the idea is exposure to the energy of a different level of reality can bring things up within you that you haven't integrated, and that may be where the fear is coming from. We are going to talk more about this kind of interaction and humanity's reaction to it in some of the upcoming transmissions in your November and December months.
Yay! Thank you. The hybrid child. In my last sorry. There was this creature in the ocean after a comet went through, and me and my cousin Shane, it was a few years ago in May, I believe, in the summer, a comet went through, and then there was
You
this.
mean pass through your solar system?
Yes. But then there was like this weird creature in the ocean that was kind of luring my dog into the water.
What are you describing as a weird creature?
It was just scary, I guess, and it was like had like a long tentacle, so it seemed very prehistoric to me. Maybe it wasn't what I.
So when you say luring your dog, you simply mean the dog was interested in it?
Well, my fear popped up thinking that it was luring it into the water to eat it, but that could have just been my fear.
It was just your fear.
Okay, thank you.
There are collections of certain kinds of small microorganisms that can actually bond together to form long worm-like, tentacle-like structures.
Oh, how interesting. Thank you. In our last communication, you told me about these hybrid children that were interacting with moving the stroller. And I was wondering, are those same hybrid children, are they older now, or are they children still?
In a sense, they are older, but again, remember, the time for them is not what it is for you. They can interact with you throughout different ages of their being. So in one moment, they may be the younger versions, and in another moment, they may be the older versions.
Yes.
You
okay,
cannot
okay.
necessarily compare directly their ages to your reality until such time as they actually come to live among you physically, and then their ages will, in a sense, be locked or frozen into how they appear to you when they come to live in your reality, because they will have made a shift into your vibrational reality, and it will freeze them at a particular age that is appropriate for them and for the relationship they will need to have with you. So even if they, when they freeze into your physical reality, so to speak, appear to be young, it may have been that you interacted with an older version of them when they were in their reality too. So you can't necessarily rely on how they appear in your reality for how they were being in their reality.
Understandably. I hugged the air, when that had happened. Was I hugging a hybrid?
You were making a gesture that was received as a form of connection or hug, if you wish, but you were not literally doing so.
You probably thought it was so weird. So this might be a silly question, but my daughter obviously probably has connections with the hybrid children as well.
Yes.
So I was just wondering what her part in the hybrid agenda is and how I could support her with it.
Well, she will be obviously of a generation that will be alive when the hybrid children come to live among you. So many of the children that are young today on your planet will be those who will have specific relationships and interactions with their brothers and sisters and cousins in the hybrid children community when they come to live in the sanctuaries on the earth.
Beautiful. I had a miscarriage in 2016 and I spoke with that soul. I was wondering if she was that same soul.
In a manner of speaking, yes, but she is more than that now.
Mm, perfect. How many times have I been pregnant and successful with a hybrid child?
I am not allowed to tell you that.
That's okay. I can't help but ask. How can we reflect better questions to utilize our interactions with you to the fullest of our capabilities?
Follow the formula. You will be inspired to know what you need to know and to ask what you need to ask in the proper timing.
Thank you, Bashar.
The circumstances and situations that will synchronistically crop up in your life will give you the ability to know what subjects are important for you to talk about at any particular moment that you may be interacting with us.
Wonderful. I just wanted to make sure that we were still up to the standards.
There are no standards that you need to achieve other than being yourself.
Thank you for the reminder. And thank you for this beautiful reflection. Perfectly.
It is our passion and our pleasure to do so. Aveo.
Aveo.
Hey Bashar, I was wondering what are the key beliefs that every person should have? So if you could, just wipe the slate clean and start a person from scratch, what are those key 5, 10 or more beliefs and then definitions that are absolutely critical for someone to be happy, healthy, and live a good life? Also, how do you know, what's the best way to kind of go about overwriting and instilling those beliefs? And then how do you know once they are fully believed in and part of their being? Thanks for your time.
They become integrated within the synchronicity that happens in your life. When you fully integrate a belief system, you will know it because your life will change to reflect it. And you will be less likely to believe anything else because you will now have the reflective experience of the new belief that constantly happens in your life. It creates a kind of momentum that actually makes it seem unnecessary and illogical to go in any other direction. But the idea of following the formula will help you get in touch with whatever beliefs don't work for you. In humanity, some of the fundamental fear-based and negative beliefs have to do with your sense of worthiness and deservability and empowerment. You are all worthy, you are all self-empowered, you are all connected to Source, you are all a reflection of the infinite. You are co-creators. You create your reality. It is an understanding of these principles that will allow you to function in a more holistic way as a self-empowered being in your lives. And when you start functioning that way and following the formula as precisely as possible, synchronicity will reflect that to you in the events and situations that happen in your life, and you'll be able to take advantage of them to positive effect no matter what happens. So it is that ability to know what state of being you prefer to be in, regardless of what's happening around you, that becomes one of the hallmarks of being centered within yourself and being aligned with your higher mind.
Hi, Bashar.
Good day.
So my question centers around discernment between manifesting versus having a premonition. So long story short, when I was little, I saw a horse race on TV that was somewhat traumatic for me. A horse was getting ready to run, tripped coming out of the gate. After the initial assessment, they thought the horse was fine. The horse was permitted to run. At the end of the race, I don't really recall all the detail, but the horse was euthanized on the track, and I had this very vivid memory of that. So fast forward to about 15 years ago now, I never watched a horse race since. I wouldn't have let myself. It was just I did something I couldn't do. So I watched a horse race. I was very nervous about it because the same visual from what I have in my memory was playing out in my head. And my friends were like convincing me that not that powerful. I can't recreate something like that, and don't worry about it and just enjoy the horse race. So I did. And the horse race went beautifully and fine. There was another horse race 2 weeks later, and this horse literally played out scene by scene like the memory in my head. He tripped coming out of the gate. They gave an initial assessment. They said he was fine. He ran the race or part of the race. He broke his leg. They didn't euthanize him on the track like in my memory. They were able to do multiple surgeries. They thought the horse was going to be fine. And then I had a horrible, I don't know if it was a premonition or I hope it's not a manifestation, but dream, very, very lucid dream. And I was caressing and stroking the horse's face as it was laying down on the ground and being euthanized. And I woke up in a very panicked state, and I had been crying. It seemed like forever because my whole body was wet. My face was wet. My pillowcase was wet with tears. And I was very worried about the horse. So I called my mom and in a panic and asked if the horse was okay. And she was like trying to urge me to calm down, said the horse is doing great. They've got webcams on him. The horse has never been better. And then 3 days later, the horse was euthanized. So I've always kind of carried that with me, worrying that my deep emotion and attachment to that bad memory when I was little recreated the scene.
It didn't so much recreate the scene as a manifestation, but since you were so affected by the first incident, you took yourself, your senses recognized when a parallel reality would match the first one, and shifted yourself to that reality because you were so connected to it, so strongly pulled to it. So you shifted yourself to another parallel reality that was very similar because, in a sense, you were on alert for those kinds of incidents. So you shifted yourself to a reality in which that occurred as a apparent repeat, but a new experience similar to the first experience, because there are many parallel realities that are similar to one another. So because of the way you anchored and connected to the first incident, you always were, in a sense, on alert for connecting to a similar incident in a parallel reality, and thus gave yourself the opportunity to do that. Now, doing so did give you the ability to ease the pain of the horse. You did assist the horse in its transition because of your connection to it, because of your love for it. So it was something that was used to the benefit of the horse that was about to transition. It gave you the opportunity in the second event to do something you didn't necessarily have the ability to do in the first event, was connect to a similar event, but be there for the horse to aid and assist in its transition in a more peaceful way. Do you understand?
Yes, that's super helpful. Because it's just been, I've been carrying it with me for so long, and I've asked so many people, and because it literally played out scene by scene the way I had in my memories. And I just really, and I was such a good manifester at the time, and I really vowed basically never to manifest anything again because I was so horrified that I could have manifested this beautiful
You didn't cause it to happen, if that's what you mean by manifestation. You simply shifted yourself to experience the manifestation of a similar reality.
Okay.
So yes, in a sense, you manifested it for yourself, but it's not like you caused the horse to experience that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. That's helpful. Speaking of parallel realities, I do have another question. So in another very lucid dreamlike state, but this one wasn't analogous to that really, other than it was a very lucid dreamlike state. And a person came to me, not in an off-putting way, not in a scary way, in a very sweet way. And this person, I didn't know if he was even part of this dimension, part of this world or not. But just very gentle, sweet conversations, like we had been together for years and years and years. It was like not a recurrent dream, but like a progressive dream. And then night after night, he would introduce me to his mom, and then he introduced me to his children. And then I actually ran into him, and I realized that he is a being on this planet and this dimension. And it was very weird for me because I almost felt like I knew so much about his life, which I've all now validated to be accurate and correct and true. But my question is, again, back to manifestation, does that mean it's something that he and or I or are manifesting a relationship of sorts? Or does he have is he actually in these dreams are so real and tactile, I can't imagine
You
not being in
understand,
this dream state.
you understand that it's as above, so below. Things exist in spirit first. You can decide to play them out in physical reality, but you set it up as an experience by agreement in a sort of energy blueprint in spirit. And then if it serves a purpose in the agreement you have with other beings, you can allow it to crystallize or manifest in physical reality for whatever reasons serve each of you. So you are simply adept at understanding and perceiving that things are played out first in spirit. You could call it, in a sense, a practice round, a rehearsal for what might eventually manifest in physical reality. And since you're sensitive enough to perceive the rehearsal level in spirit, you have the advantage of having information that you carry with you into the manifestation when it occurs by agreement in the physical lives as well. Does that make sense?
It does. Thank you. So does he have awareness of these dreams as well?
To some degree, but again, he may not wish to have that memory when he realizes or manifests it in physical reality. He may wish it to be more of a surprise or a spontaneous occurrence, so he may not remember it by choice.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I think the dreams are actually changing now. They're not quite as realistic. They're getting a little, like, I don't know if you call them a hybrid dream, where I've had dreams recently that I know it's a dream in my
Yes.
dream. And like,
Yes, well,
and like
that's a
I was
lucid
showing it-
dream.
Say it again.
That's a lucid dream. If you
Okay,
know you're
okay.
dreaming when you're dreaming, that's the definition of being lucid in your dream state.
Okay, so but in the dreams, it's interesting. Like I was showing in one of my recent dreams, I was showing one of my friends around his house, and then I saw a security camera, and it felt weird because I didn't know how to explain to him that we got dropped in via a dream into his house, and I didn't know how I was going to explain that.
Well,
So
what's so
that's-
difficult about explaining it?
Well, I was worried how I was going to explain it to him in 3D reality, basically.
Did you have to
Um,
explain it?
No, I don't. It was just the dreams are changing a little, and that I'm having more and more awareness of
All right,
which
well,
part
that's
of
a
it's
good
real and which
thing.
part of it's not.
It's all real. It's just happening on different levels.
Okay.
You understand there are different levels to your reality.
Yeah, it's just interesting because after all this, then I start seeing pictures, and all of a sudden, just group pictures, and he'll be in the background, but I didn't know that I don't know. It's fascinating to watch. I'll put it like that.
It is, and you'll get used to it. But again, you simply have retained the ability to perceive realities on different levels simultaneously. And so you are more aware of having experiences on the different levels.
Okay. I have one last dream-like question for you. One last question. So, I've had a couple of these. So I know when I was little too, I would get, I think it's called sleep paralysis, where you wake up and your whole body feels very paralyzed and like you're being pressed down into the floor and pressed into the foot of the bed, and it's kind of hard to breathe.
Yes, we understand
And
what
when
it
I was-
is.
Say it again.
Yes, we understand what it is.
Oh, thank you. So, and when I was little, I would see beings, but they weren't scary. I didn't know if I should be scared or not, but they did not seem scary.
No,
But
you
more
do not need to be
recently,
scared.
I've had a couple of these same experiences, but they were more scary. And once I opened up my eyes after it's always my right pinky that can start to move first, and I get sensation back on my right side. And it's
Yeah.
like someone or something was shining this, but I was awake, but neon bright flashlight in my eyes, but then I fell back asleep. But then
Yes.
I get the sensation again of the sleep paralysis, and I could wake myself up. And this time I don't know, there was gonna I knew it wasn't real. I don't know. But so I went and I put my hands like into this being's face, and it was very disconcerting because I could feel his eyelashes and lumpy eyelids on the back side of my fingers. And people have said, oh, that was a spirit or that was a reptilian and this and that. And you need to do a better job of protecting yourself. So I just didn't know what
No,
that was.
no. You are part of the hybridization agenda. You do have encounters and contacts with different kinds of beings, including the grays and other kinds of beings. But it's only scary now because you're more of an adult that is containing more things that you need to integrate within yourself. The idea is that, again, the paralysis is often a way of stabilizing your energy so that when you are shifted to another reality, you don't go flying off into the ethers. It's a common side effect of shifting from one reality to another. Because the idea is the paralysis is an indication that you're trying to move in your typical reality, but you're not in your typical reality fully, and therefore you can't move because you have to move differently in the alternate reality. Sometimes you are shifted by these beings into that alternate reality, and the transition from one to another can cause the sensation of this paralysis because you're not really sure what reality you're in anymore and don't know how to move where you are. But there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just that the vibration of these beings coming from a different reality will force certain things within you as an adult, certain belief systems within you to come to the surface. And they may also activate the idea of your survival mechanism because the physical mind can, when it's shifted to a different reality, feel like it's dying. This is something we're going to explain more clearly in a couple of upcoming transmissions.
Thank you so much.
There is nothing to be afraid of.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Because I've been better at that recently. Last question that I have for you is much more lighthearted. I know as many of us here, I've been very touched by experiences with dolphins, both on this plane and meditation type states, and whales and those type of beings who I think are just so magical and whimsical. And I've been taught over the years, I don't know if this is true, that they're here to hold the vibration of the planet until we can do so.
In a sense, yes. In a sense, they are.
Okay. Are
They're
we
waiting for
getting
you.
better?
They're waiting for some of you to catch up. Some of you are getting better at it. Not everyone is getting better at it because not everyone needs to. But enough of you are getting better at it that you will shift to the version of Earth where you will be more in harmony with them.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome. Aveo.
Aveo.
Hi, Bashar. My question is, do we all have the ability to channel higher beings, as Darryl does for you? Or do we have to reach a certain stage of enlightenment before that opportunity happens? Or is it something that we can just simply tune in and tap into? Thank you.
Not everyone needs to channel other beings, but everyone can channel, whether it be the idea of an artistic expression, or whether it be another portion of your own consciousness or your own higher mind. When you are doing what you love to do, you are in a channeling state. But whatever it is you bring through from that state doesn't necessarily have to be a connection to another being. That is simply something that is made by agreement. It can happen, Everyone has the general potential for that, but not everyone has made an agreement to do it that way. So you have to find your own way of bringing it through. Whatever you are attracted to, synchronicity will bring you the opportunities to allow you to express it in the way that works best for you according to the agreements you have made to explore the themes in this life. So just follow your passion, follow the formula, and see what synchronicity brings you as the way in which being in the channeling state may need to be expressed that is relevant for you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
How are you?
Perfect, and you?
Great. Nervous a little bit.
Nervous, all right. You mean excited?
I think excitedly nervous.
All right.
I have 3 questions.
Yes.
My first question is, I find myself killing lots of time.
Killing time?
Wasting,
Have you been arrested yet?
well, wasting a lot of time.
There was a double joke in there because to be arrested means to stop time.
I'm sorry, I'm not getting that.
All right, so you are a time killer.
Time waster.
And?
I want to be productive about my time because the way I see is that I want to make my time valuable.
Well, it is, in that sense, as valuable as you make it. But the real question is, you seem to be saying that you're not necessarily acting on your highest excitement every moment that you could be.
Correct.
Well, why not? Would be the next logical question. Because if you're acting on your highest excitement, you're activating the organizing principle of synchronicity, which allows you the correct amount of time to do whatever it is that excites you. No more and no less. So if you want to fill the time appropriately, act on your highest passion to the best you can, every moment that you can, with no insistence on the outcome, and time will regulate itself, organize itself through synchronicity to be exactly what it needs to be, no more, no less.
Correct. I get that.
Do you?
Yes.
You mean you have an intellectual comprehension, but you don't get it enough to actually do it?
Yes, I have a challenge.
What is the challenge?
I do not understand the emotions of excitement.
You don't understand them?
What
does that mean?
I haven't played enough with the feeling of excitement to know what is exciting for me, I guess.
You know, when we talk about the idea of excitement, we're just using a convenient word in your language. Excitement doesn't necessarily mean that you're jumping up and down with your hair on fire.
Right.
Excitement can simply be representative of the passion to be peaceful and quiet and calm sometimes. So we're not necessarily saying you have to recognize it in the typical way most people will use that. But the idea is that whatever it is you're attracted to, whatever it is that tugs you, whatever it is that feels correct for you, that's still representative of your passion. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So at any given moment, out of all the options available to you at that moment, all you have to do is pick the one that's even just the tiniest bit more attractive to you than any other option and act on that first. For example, we will assume that you're here in this dialogue today because it excited you to be here.
Correct.
Well, that wasn't so difficult, was it?
No.
That was easy to figure out. Yes?
I think I have attachment towards the outcome. I'm thinking that.
All right, very good. Do you understand? Because this is exactly the opposite of what many people on your planet have been taught to think. What you need to understand is that having an attachment to the outcome is actually a limitation. Many people on your planet think, oh, well, I am attaching to this outcome because I know that that's the best possible outcome. And what I've already told you is that you know nothing of the sort. You have to first admit you don't know what the best outcome would be. You have to get into a space where you realize that's true. You have no idea what the best outcome might actually be. You may think you do, but you don't. Therefore, putting an attachment on a particular outcome is actually potentially limiting you from experiencing something much better than you were capable of imagining. So when you understand that attachment to the outcome is actually a limitation, and you don't prefer to be limited that way, you will stop being attached to the outcome, because it will no longer make any sense to do that if you don't prefer to be limited by it and would rather have something manifest that's actually better than you thought. That's all it takes, is that understanding. It's a limitation.
Okay, now is it going to take me some time to really get that?
Do you wish it to take some time, or do you want to understand that you understand it now?
Well, I do understand it.
But will you act like you understand it? Because remember, you can again have an intellectual comprehension of the concept, but if it's not in your behavior, you don't get it yet. If I ask you to take 3 steps forward, can you do that?
Yes.
Do that.
Right now?
Right now. No time like the present. Did you do it? Take 3 steps back to where you were. Did you do it?
Yep.
Now, why were you able to do that? You knew you could. Did you sit there and go, well, wait a minute, I have an intellectual understanding that I could take 3 steps forward. I have a belief system that I could take 3 steps forward. Or do I? I'm not sure. Let me think about that. You didn't do any of that. You just did it. Why? Because you knew you could.
I have done enough times to know that I can do it.
What you know, you do. What you know, you do. If you're not doing it, you don't know it. You can assume that it's all because of the many times you did it before, but that's also not really true. Because you just know in the moment you can do it regardless of whether you ever did it before. I'm talking about being in the present. In the present, you just know you can do it. That's all it takes. But if it's not in your behavior, then you really don't know it. You don't understand it completely yet. You haven't made it true for yourself. And you would simply need to ask yourself, what's the resistance to allowing that to be true? That's where you need to get in touch with those beliefs that prevent you from allowing that concept that you know this and can just do this to be true. So what stops you from allowing the idea that you know how to do this to be true? And we can go back to what we said earlier. If you do, in fact, allow yourself to move forward in this way, as fully as you want, as fully as you need, to act on your passion, to act on your excitement, are you afraid that something negative might happen if you do?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, I don't have anything off the top of my head.
Well, how about the bottom of your head? What are you afraid might happen if you simply allow yourself to move forward in the way that you prefer in life? What are you afraid might happen?
I think that I would not know the step that I have to take. Like, I think that I have to know beforehand. I need to. And
do you understand that knowledge only comes with experience? So how can you know anything about the step until you take it and find out?
Yep.
You understand? You're working it backwards.
Right.
You need to reverse this. You have to take a step to know anything at all about the next step to take. You will know nothing about any of the steps if you don't take the first one.
Is there where your faith or being...
It's not faith.
Right.
It's understanding how things work.
Okay.
I'm not telling you anything that requires the idea of faith. All you have to do is wrap your mind around the fact that what I'm talking here is physics. It's just the way reality works.
Got it.
You have to take an action before you understand the consequences of the action or any information that's connected to it that leads to the next step. If you don't take the step, you go nowhere.
Okay.
You learn nothing. You learn by doing, not by sitting around thinking about doing it until you think you know enough to do it. The moment you actually do it had nothing at all to do with the amount of time you sat around thinking about doing it.
It's just that you finally got to a point where you were tired of waiting and finally decided to just do it.
Yep.
Yes?
Yes.
So until you are tired enough, you won't do it. But when you get tired of waiting, you'll do it.
Got it.
Simple as that. And I guarantee you, if you really stay aligned with your true self, by definition, nothing really negative can happen. You may manifest some things you don't prefer, but as we already discussed, you can always use what you don't prefer in a way that you do. So it makes no difference what manifests, because you will always be capable of deriving a beneficial effect from it by simply remaining in a positive state, knowing that that's what will happen. Because that's the way it works. What you put out is what you get back. That's the law. You can't change that law. What you put out is what you get back. So if you put something out that you don't prefer, you can't get anything back but things you don't prefer. If you put something out that you do prefer, it won't matter what comes back, because you'll be able to transform anything into what you prefer it to be. Even if the form doesn't change, the effect will be what you prefer. And why? Because you said so. Why? Because you knew so. That's why. There is nothing in creation that is capable of contradicting you. Nothing. You get to say what works for you. That's the whole point of being unique as a reflection of all that is. You get to say who you really are. You get to fulfill the purpose of being yourself. So what you say goes. You're in control. You're in charge. Any procrastination is simply based on your decision to procrastinate. There is actually nothing stopping you from moving forward except you.
Okay.
And what you believe to be true about yourself. So if what you believe to be true about yourself isn't working, find some things to believe about yourself that do work for you, and those will be just as real an experience as anything you used to believe to be true, because the universe will support you no matter what you choose.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does that help you?
Yes.
Yes?
My second question is along the line of self-worth.
Yes.
I have this general tendency to leave.
You have what?
I have a general tendency.
What? We are selectively deaf to certain words, because no one has a tendency. You are making a choice.
Yeah, okay.
You see, if you say I have a tendency, then that means it's out of my control. There's nothing I can do to change that. That's what I have a tendency means. But if you say, I am making a choice to do something I don't prefer, at least you're in the driver's seat. And then you can logically say, well, why would I choose to do something I don't prefer? Now you have something to work with. If you say, well, I have a tendency to do this, I have a habit of doing that, it's just a pattern, I can't help it. You have no control, you have nothing to work with. You have no way of changing that, because you cannot change what you don't own. You're saying, it's not me. Of course it's you. You're making a choice. But only because you were taught to make those kinds of choices. You can learn to make different choices.
Yep.
So, make different choices. Don't assume it's a tendency.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Does that help?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, you hear a lot of these things, but for some reason, no, never mind.
For some reason?
Never mind.
For your reasons.
Yes.
If you don't prefer your reasons, change your reasons.
Okay.
Is that reasonable?
That's reasonable.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have what you need. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. Just absorb.
Greetings, Bashar.
And a you good day.
Shivai.
Shivai.
I am super excited to be here standing in front of you. Thank you so much.
Super excited.
So I have a question about Ilan.
Yes.
Is he still with you? Is he still out there?
We're all out there.
Okay.
Yes.
I just wonder about, I know your energy insignia symbol is the black pyramid with the light blue light behind it on a black background.
One of them, yes.
One of them?
Yes.
So while I've been meditating lately, I've been seeing an insignia that is similar. It's
Yes.
a black pyramid the edges of the three-dimensional pyramid are lit up with bright white light.
Yes.
And at the apex tip of the pyramid, there's a beam of light that goes straight out of it.
Yes.
And across that apex is like a very light rainbow.
Yes.
So every time I close my eyes to meditate and while I'm falling asleep, I keep saying this symbol
Yes.
over and over again. I'm wondering, are you familiar with
Oh, absolutely.
I know you don't want to unwrap my presents for me.
Oh, no, no, no.
Could you give me a hint?
It's the symbol, your interpretation of the symbol that actually represents the first contact specialists.
Huh. What do I do with that?
I suppose you could get in contact with yourself?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's wonderful to hear. So that's what I've been practicing.
Oh, all right.
So keep doing that.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Use it however you wish.
All right.
Things will come to you, you'll be inspired, but it's generally a representational symbol of the line of first contact specialists.
Oh, my goodness.
If you want to call it a guild, I suppose you can.
Wow, that makes me feel so special. Thank you.
It does?
It does. Even more special. Thank you.
All right.
As a permission slip, I have a little morning ritual I'd like to share with everyone. And I would like
We assume that you mean MORNING and not MOUR.
correct.
All right.
In the AM time period
All right.
of our day. What I do is I fill a glass of water and I put it on a sheet of paper.
You fill a glass of water? How can you fill it if there's already water in it? You mean you fill a glass?
In the glass.
With
yes.
water?
With water, yes.
Thank you.
Fill the glass with water. I place it on a piece of paper where I've written a gratitude prayer, giving thanks for love and abundance and wealth.
Yeah.
And I put 3 crystals around the paper.
Yes.
And I put my hands around the glass and I say Om, and I give, and then I drink it. And as I drink and sip it, I'm giving thanks for the water.
All right.
Could you tell us, physically, in physical reality, what is happening in that process?
You are, with your permission slip, allowing yourself to alter the vibratory matrix of the water in a way that's more aligned with the vibration you wish to match in life, so that it acts, in a sense, as a booster shot.
I feel that.
Now, I have a riddle for you.
Okay.
How many eggs can you put in a 1 foot square, 1 foot deep empty basket?
None.
Incorrect. How many eggs can you put in a 1 foot square, 1 foot deep empty basket?
100. I'm not sure.
Nope.
Want me to keep guessing numbers?
Does anyone want to take a guess? Thank you. Did you hear that?
None. Right.
1.
1.
Because after you put 1 in, it's not an empty basket.
Okay. I get it.
There is purpose in giving you this riddle. Think about how to look at things from a new point of view,
Okay.
and you will always find the solution. As you say, often, think outside the box, but in fact, what we're telling you is, there is no box.
Okay. Definitely gonna have to dream on that one.
Oh, all right, if you insist.
And last but not least, again, prefacing with don't want you to unwrap my presents by any means, but hints I
Oh,
love.
don't worry, I won't.
I love the hints. I've been strengthening my connection with my guardian angels. One specifically, I like to call her Lakshmi, but I totally know that's not her name, if she even has a name. But could you tell me a little bit more about my guides or my personal spiritual or guardian angels that hang out with me?
How many eggs?
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm giving you the hint in the best way we can.
Okay.
Without opening your presents. Okay. So the more you ponder that, the more you will understand the answer to that question.
Okay. All right. All right. Put that one on hold for dream time as well. Can I ask another question?
That was a question.
I know, it was another question. Okay, so can you tell me about other people or beings that may be connected to my same oversoul that are actually here on Earth?
No.
Have I ever been in contact with a UFO or other beings?
Yes.
How many times?
More than 3.
Recently?
Recent is relative.
Does it happen while I'm sleeping?
Sometimes.
Can I find those memories through
You can.
meditation? Would you suggest it?
I would not suggest anything.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and I deeply appreciate you.
As do we of you.
Thank you so much.
Pleasant dreams. Sometimes it is simply necessary for us to be cryptic.
Hello, Bashar.
Andy, you good day.
Ciao. I don't have a question in particular. I was wondering what is your definition of love and how you live
What
that.
you call, and by the way, that sounded suspiciously like a question. What you call love, what we say in a sense is unconditional love, is the vibratory frequency of existence itself, and love is your translation of that frequency in physical terms. Did that make sense?
Yes, it
It's the
makes
signature
sense.
frequency of existence itself.
So it's much more than emotion or feeling.
Your emotional feeling is your translation and interpretation of that frequency in your reality.
I need to translate better.
Well, you understand how someone might say something in one language, but you have to translate it into your own language to understand it fully?
Yeah.
So there are vibrations, there are energies in creation that you only have a certain amount of ways of experiencing in your physical reality. So the way you experience in your physical reality the vibrational frequency of energy of existence itself is through the sensation you call love. That's your physical interpretation of that energy of existence.
So it's part of what we call life in itself.
Yes.
Thank you.
Does that help?
Yes.
Is there something else? Do you have any more not questions?
Yeah, I have many. I have I wonder in, sometimes we refer to dimension like angels, avatar.
Different levels
Different-
of existence, different levels of consciousness.
So there are different frequency of love.
Different
They come
frequencies
to us.
of love, yes.
So
Different reflections of all that is.
And when you say, I think before, that you are in a state of pure synchronicity.
We operate in pure synchronism, yes, similar idea, yes.
So in that state, it means that the vibration of love is manifest
Yes.
in everything you do.
Yes, 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 yes.
I want to go there.
Your guest. We're not stopping you. And many of you do visit us in your dream time.
In a dream time.
Yes. But you can come to our world if you understand how to make the dimensional shift into our reality. Can be done.
And maybe that's bring me to another question wondering.
All right, another not question. Yes.
Sometimes I work with Reiki and with energy, and a lot of our work is based on the chakra system, which
Permission slips, permission slips,
It's all
permission.
permission slip. Okay.
All tools, all techniques, all rituals, all objects are all permission slips. What you attract with your belief system that says, I can use this to give myself permission to circumvent my present belief system and become more of who I am.
Yeah.
But you're the one doing it.
Yeah. And the bottom line is reach that level of pure synchronicity that is life itself.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're
It's
welcome.
very special.
So are you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So my question is, it seems to me like we are here, we're consciousness streaming through our body, and we're becoming aware of our ability to become conscious creators and to gain a good handle on our belief system.
Yes, in general, although I would make one minor adjustment to that phrase.
Okay.
Your consciousness is not coming through your body. Your body is a projection of your consciousness.
Okay, so it's, okay. And so as we get a good handle on our belief systems,
Yes.
and is there an optimal state of belief systems to have where we will be able to have?
Yes, the ones that are relevant for you to be who you truly are. Whatever they may be. Remember that even when you divest yourself of all negative belief systems, you will still continue to divest yourself of any belief systems that are no longer relevant for who you need to be at that moment. They don't have to be negative to let them go. They can be positive, they just simply no longer serve you in who you are becoming.
So can you give us an idea of, like, as we become, what could we look forward to, like, if we really...
Pure synchronicity.
Pure synchronicity.
Yes.
Okay. And is that like the purpose of experiencing life and this
The purpose
human experience?
is to just experience it.
Just to experience it.
Experience is the purpose. To know yourself more and more and more. It's infinite. It'll never end. It never began. It just is. So know yourself in all the ways that you prefer to. And keep doing that because it's more experience. It's fun.
It is fun.
Yes.
Thank you, Bashar.
Do you need another purpose?
No, it's just, it's...
No, it's
when you're
just
thinking
what?
about it, the mind, it's just stretching the mind so far
Yes.
out. Like, how far can we think? What is the ability of our belief systems? How much can we believe? And what
Well,
type of
your beliefs
manifestation?
have to be relevant for the arena that you're playing in. Yes?
Yeah.
But when you go beyond that arena, you will have other things you can know and other things you can experience that are relevant for that particular level, that particular playground. There are some things you simply won't know on this level because you don't need to. But when you go to different levels, you will know whatever is relevant for that level. Yes?
In its infinite levels.
Yes.
Okay.
Does that help?
That does help. Thank you, Bashar.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
My question is, I'm in a work environment where I want to know what my purpose there is and how soon can I get unstuck to create the life that I really want, that I prefer.
Right. The way we usually go about exploring this issue is to ask you a question, and certainly not a mundane one at all. The question we ask is, are you doing what excites you the most in life or not?
No.
Thank you for your honesty. The next question is, when will you choose to do what excites you the most in life? Bigger question.
I wanted to choose it yesterday, but...
And you didn't because? What belief systems are holding you back?
Fear.
Of?
Fear of...
Yes. Fear of what?
Choosing something and that not really being what really brings me joy.
So you're saying that if you choose something that excites you, you might actually be choosing something that doesn't excite you.
Well, my challenge is choosing something that excites me, because it may excite me.
Why is that a challenge? It's easy to do.
Yes, okay.
Do you believe that? Obviously not.
No.
All right. May I explain it to you in a way that will allow it to seem easier?
Yes, please.
Why, thank you. The idea that has been, in a sense, perpetrated throughout much of your New Age consciousness of following your bliss and acting on your excitement usually doesn't come with a clear explanation of why or how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
The idea simply is to understand it first and foremost in a very simplified manner, as follows. When we talk about the idea of acting on your joy, your highest excitement at any given moment, we don't necessarily mean that it has to be a life-spanning career, a gigantic project, an all-consuming endeavor. We literally mean act on whatever is at any given moment out of all the choices you have available to you, many of which may seem mundane. Just act at any given moment on the one that contains the highest amount of excitement out of all the choices you have the ability to take action on. Period. That's it. It's that simple. Excitement is a thread. It leads to all other excitement. So if you are simply sitting around going, oh, I don't know what excites me, just look at what your options are. Just list your options at that moment. If the only options are go shopping, take a walk on the beach, call a friend, just for an example, just pick the one that's most exciting and act on it to the best of your ability, taking it as far as you can till you can take it no further. When you come to the next crossroad, look at the options available to you then, pick the one that's most exciting, you have the greatest degree of ability to take action on, and take action on it. When you come to the next crossroad, do the same thing. When you come to the next crossroad, do the same thing. The excitement that you follow will automatically draw you into a series of synchronistic events that will constantly accelerate and expand your ability to experience excitement, and constantly accelerate and increase your ability to experience that your excitement will actually be capable of supporting you in your life if you keep moving in that way. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Now, the question is, do you believe it? Because the idea is that when we, first of all, offer the idea that all you have to do at any given moment is simply choose out of the relatively normal options available to you. If you can't think of any all-encompassing excitement, if you just choose the most exciting option out of whatever is available to you and act on it, when we offer that suggestion up, very often the first thing that comes out of the human mind is, but that's not connected to this, or how can that support me? I don't understand. You don't have to understand. That's the beauty of it. The idea is that your physical mind is not designed, never was, and never will be designed to understand how things will happen. It is not designed to understand or comprehend how something that you act on that excites you will bring you the thing you need somewhere down the line. So you don't have to think about how that's going to happen. All you have to do is act on it knowing that it will. Because the human mind is only designed to experience how things are happening. That's it. The human mind is only designed, the physical mind is only designed to understand the physical experience. The mechanism of how these things come to you come from a higher realm that is beyond the purview of the physical mind to comprehend or understand or be able to completely perceive. So you need to stop doing the job of the higher mind, let the higher mind do its job, and bring you these things as you need them in the way that it benefits you best. All you need to do to activate that mechanism, and we'll be talking a little bit more tomorrow about the idea of the mechanism of manifestation in a more complete investigation of that mechanism, but the only thing you really have to do is just start the ball rolling by acting on whatever excitement you are capable of acting on, and thus then by doing so, acting as an example to the higher mind, proving that you're willing to move in that direction so that the higher mind can go, finally she is willing to act in that vibration, so I can now give her more of that vibration, more things that are representative of that vibration, because she is showing by her behavior that she's willing to act on it. But if you're not willing to act on your excitement, why should the higher mind give you something to act on if you're not going to act on it? You see, you have to clear the space by acting on what you are capable of acting on before you make room for something bigger to come in. Because if you're not going to act on what you've got, well, higher mind is not going to do pointless things and give you things you're not going to act on. So you simply stop the whole process of your excitement expanding. Does that make sense mechanically?
Yes.
Are you willing to believe that you can act on your excitement and know that it will lead you where you need to be led?
Yes.
Trusting the synchronicity that will occur?
Yes.
We'll see. But that's the basic explanation of how it works. So when you say you have a difficult time figuring out what excites you, I apologize, but we actually don't believe you. Because it's really simpler than you think. You're just having a difficult time understanding a clear definition of excitement and following it. You follow?
I do follow. I think the other part of that is because if I'm in a work environment and my excitement may be not to be there,
then leave. Although, understand, we are very aware of what your belief systems are all about, many of you. And if you have a belief system that says if you leave that work environment, as much as you may not find it exciting, if you have a belief system that says that leaving that work environment is going to put stress on you, is going to, in a sense, cause you harm in some way, then you must honor your belief system for as long as you're going to hold on to it. But at least take the steps you can take. At least take the steps of acting on your excitement that you are willing to take. And the more you do that, the more your excitement will prove to you that it can support you as well. And the more it shows you it can support you, the more you'll be willing to let go of those things you don't prefer. So you can do it at your own pace. Don't dishonor your belief system. You can jump off the cliff, but only if you believe that you actually will fly. Otherwise, I would suggest you're in for a very hard landing. So don't dishonor your belief system. Don't just think, all right, I'll just throw caution to the wind and ignore my beliefs. That will always get you smacking into that brick wall we're going to talk about tomorrow. But the idea is that when you work with your beliefs and understand why you have the belief that you can't be supported in something that you love as opposed to something you don't love, then when you work with those beliefs, you can change them. And the more you change them, the more you will relax into understanding how your excitement can, in fact, support you. One very strong exercise that I would always suggest to many of you, because it is based in your own reality, so it has more opportunity to stick in your mind, is to look at examples in your world of people that are making a living, in fact, making a wonderful living, being supported by doing nothing but the thing that excites them the most. Because I guarantee you, when you look at them and understand how they're doing that, you will understand that if they can do it, you can do it. There is nothing special about them in that context. If you can see it, if you can attract into your reality an example of someone acting on their joy and being supported in their life by doing so, if you could have attracted that example into your reality, if you are capable of even perceiving it, that means you are capable of living it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been capable of perceiving it, because reality doesn't do pointless things, and you cannot perceive what you are not the potential vibration of. You follow?
Yes.
Does this help?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.